Let's talk about Sunny Hostin, the perpetual outrage machine of daytime television, and her latest epic misfire. This time, she's decided to target none other than Mel Gibson. And oh boy, is this backfiring in the most hilarious way imaginable. Sunny, who's best known for her erratic rants on The View, has once again proven that she has no filter and even less self-awareness. She's made a career out of saying ridiculous things, but this time, she's outdone herself. Her attack on Mel Gibson's recent appointment as a special envoy for Hollywood is not just unhinged, it's downright embarrassing. Let's set the stage. Recently, the president, who Sunny refers to as a child playing with his toys in a sandbox, appointed Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone, and Jon Voight as special envoys for the film industry. Now, whether you agree with the choice or not, these are big names in Hollywood with decades of experience. But Sunny? Oh, she's not having it. In her usual fashion, she went on a tirade, calling the decision ridiculous and claiming these actors are out of work and unfit for the role. That's rich, coming from someone whose career hinges on petty drama and her ability to yell louder than her co-host. Sunny's rant was a masterpiece of self-sabotage. She painted Mel Gibson as some washed-up actor who doesn't deserve the role. What has he even worked on recently? She sneered, "Well, Sunny, let me educate you. Mel Gibson is working on Lethal Weapon 5 and other high-profile projects. Sylvester Stallone, he's thriving with Tulsa King and more projects under Paramount. And Jon Voight? Sure, he's not as active, but calling him irrelevant. That's just flat-out wrong. These men have accomplished more in 1 year than Sunny has in her entire career. And let's not ignore the hypocrisy. Sunny has openly supported actors like George Clooney, Julia Roberts, and Alec Baldwin diving into politics. But now that it's Mel Gibson, someone whose views she doesn't agree with, suddenly it's a problem. The irony is thicker than a Quentin Tarantino script. Sunny's the same person who'll cheer for Hollywood elites when it fits her narrative, but will flip the script when it doesn't. How's that for consistency? But here's where it gets even better. While Sunny's busy calling Mel Gibson unfit, her own career is circling the drain. Rumors are swirling that ABC and Disney executives are having serious discussions about replacing her. Why? Because her over-the-top antics are tanking the show's ratings. The View has become less about meaningful debates and more about who can scream the loudest, and Sunny is leading the charge. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion, painful yet oddly fascinating. And let's not forget her personal baggage. Sunny loves to point fingers, but she's got enough skeletons in her own closet to fill a Tim Burton movie. Her husband's involvement in alleged fraudulent activities as a surgeon is a scandal she'd rather you not remember. But when you're throwing stones from a glass house, people tend to notice the cracks. Now, let's circle back to Mel Gibson. Sure, the man's had his controversies, nobody's denying that. But to act like he's unworthy of this role while ignoring his contributions to Hollywood is absurd. This is a guy who directed Braveheart, one of the most iconic films of all time, and has been a major player in the industry for decades. What exactly has Sunny done? Hosted a show that's been clinging to relevance for years. What's truly laughable is how out of touch Sunny is with her audience. Her rant wasn't just a personal attack on Mel Gibson. It was an insult to anyone who respects Hollywood's legacy. Calling Gibson, Stallone, and Voight out-of-work actors shows how little she understands the industry. These men aren't just actors, they're icons. Meanwhile, Sunny's contribution to the entertainment world is what, exactly? A few forgettable cameo roles in comedy movies. Oh wait, she recently lost one of those too. The irony writes itself. Sunny's rant is also a desperate attempt to cling to the narrative that Hollywood shouldn't involve itself in politics. But let's be real, Hollywood and politics have always been intertwined. What Sunny really means is that she doesn't want people she disagrees with involved. If the president had appointed her Hollywood favorites, you can bet she'd be singing a different tune. To make matters worse, Sunny's tirade only highlights her own insecurities. She's grasping at straws, trying to stay relevant by attacking someone who's accomplished more than she ever will. It's pathetic, really, and the backlash has been swift. Social media lit up with people calling her out for her hypocrisy and lack of self-awareness. Even her own fans are starting to see through the facade. So, Sunny, here's some free advice. Maybe focus on fixing your own sinking career before you start throwing shade at others. Because right now, the only thing you're proving is that you're more out of touch than the people you're criticizing. And honestly, it's hilarious to watch.